conference, and for 2007, is leadership. Well, now we get the chance to take a closer look at ourselves as leaders of this organization. And to facilitate this part of the conference, we are joined by Scott Coady. Good morning. So I'm going to talk about what it takes to be the kind of person that people want to follow in that journey. I make a claim that what leaders are about is the future. Leaders are in the future business. And their job is to bring that future into being through people. Because at companies, we have people, and we need to get collections of people behind us, with us, moving, mobilized into action to produce results for the sake of that future. It's an art form. It's not a science. Yeah, management might be broken down into a science, but leadership is an art form. Because we're dealing with the future. There's no facts about the future yet. There's no certainty about it. And we're dealing with human beings. All of them unique and different. The next piece there is they're assessing you, and they're saying, do I want to bet my future on this person? Am I going to get credit when I do something great? Or are they going to take the credit? Am I going to be safe with this person? Are they going to throw me into the bus when it gets rough? Or are they going to take care of me when it gets tough? Are they going to teach me something? And they're making that calculation, and if they feel like they can trust you to go into the unknown with you, they're going to move forward. Leaders are up to some noble cause that's not themselves or their own career. They're up to something authentically, producing a big result, getting over the hurdle. Now, here you are. You're somebody, you're choosing leadership. You're choosing to put yourself at risk. You're choosing to take on a big project, whether it's something, a super difficult mission or a big, hairy, audacious goal. You're making that choice. And that's a metaphor for learning and developing yourself. And you're out there, and at some moment, if you're authentically going for it, you come to what's known as the dark night of the soul in Joseph Campbell parlance. Dark night of the soul. And that's where you meet yourself and your own limitations, and you kind of get into a bad mood for a little bit. But if you're willing to take that on, if you have the courage to look at that, then the breakthroughs come. Then the big learning comes. Then you see that one thing that you need to change that changes the entire game for you and makes everything possible that wasn't possible before. If you're a Navy SEAL, the question is, why would you bet your future on those 4 other people at your table to go unsupported behind enemy lines where you have a really high likelihood of dying to do some crazy, crazy mission? They make a commitment to each other that you as a Navy SEAL, your teammates make a commitment to you. They say, I will not leave you behind. And that's a pretty bold promise. And it's that promise that they make to each other that creates the context for someone choosing to be on the team and go after the mission. Because they're going to be taken care of when, hits the fan. And so it's the cohesion that's created inside the team of commitments to each other and how each of them are being on the team, which creates the secret weapon of group cohesion and trust that allows them then to go out and pull off these missions. So if you want to do something extraordinary, if you want to lead something extraordinary, you don't have to be the guy in charge. You don't have to be the number 1, number 2, the department head, or whatever. Anytime you're on a team, you have the option and the opportunity to lead that team from the middle. And inside corporate America today, we know there's a lot of matrix going on, right? A lot of matrix setups. And that's a fabulous opportunity for leadership because you don't have any authority, you got no power, you might not have a budget, but you got a huge task. Isn't that fabulous? Whether it's opportunity or difficult, it's a tremendous opportunity for leadership. In fact, the more difficult it is, the more opportunity there is for fabulous leadership. Culture. You're a leader, you're in an organization. Organizations have cultures. Leaders are accountable for the culture in the organization. Action, momentum, results. That's where our bread is buttered. So we've got to be in action. We've got to have momentum. We've got to have results. One thing we know for certain is the pace of change is accelerating at an ever-increasing rate. Yes? Pace of change is accelerating at an ever-increasing rate for everybody in the market space. So the organizations, people who can learn faster are going to have a competitive advantage. How many people noticed as a result of that process you just went through through that your table mates showed up as some kind of new possibility for you? How many people noticed an increased level of trust between everybody at the table? Raise your hand. Trust is the coin of the realm when it comes to leadership. You have to be able to manufacture trust and produce trust authentically if you're going to lead. The second conversation, what is your greatest leadership challenge, is an invitation to take a risk. Here we're asking you and inviting you to reveal something that's personal or important to yourself. And noticing that there's trust, but then saying that there's trust is two different things. And notice I didn't lead you too much in that third question. I didn't say, have a discussion about how much trust was produced at your table. I didn't say that. It's like, what did you notice happened and why did that happen? And you guys generated what happened, which made it so. Now you have something that's real. It opens possibilities for your team and for the entire large team when everybody's seeing that that's happening with every other group that wasn't there before. And you generated that yourself, and that's leadership. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. So leadership is about producing connection. It's about producing trust. And my whole thesis here, which I'm a little bit of a broken record on now, is it starts with you. Below, middle, top, there's infinite opportunities for leadership. It's what conversations you participate in. It's how you participate in those conversations. It's what you focus on. It's what you generate. Okay, you're in a situation, there's problems. Are you talking about how bad the problems are? Or are you talking about what can be done about it? Are you trying to be right about things? Or are you trying to generate solutions that are better than yours? Are you in a conversation so you can make yourself heard, so you get some airtime? Or are you in the conversation to learn something? I mean, how many times do you go into a conversation, really, now you don't have to admit this, it's just a self-inquiry here, so no one's got to raise their hand. But really, how many times are you in a conversation invested in being noticed for how right you are and how smart you are? And you want other people to acknowledge that. Well, that's all about you. So how's that going to build a team and trust and relationship? Versus how often are you in a conversation where you're authentically interested in getting everyone's point of view so they feel listened to, just for the sake of the relationship? I really felt your commitment to making yourself and your team at your table great, and I can see that you're on the verge of really making a big shift and leading this organization forward to a whole new future. It's just a beginning, a few conversations, but the whole world changes with a new conversation. So thank you very much for your time and attention. It's been a pleasure to be here with you. Have a great afternoon. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and then John's going to be back. So please be back at 3:20. Thank you.